What's going on, everybody? Teddy Baldassarre here from teddybaldassarre.com. In this video, we're going to be looking at a watch available for purchase on my website with the MeisterSinger Vintago. Any questions about this piece? Links in the description on the product page. Also can book a call with me, but in addition, if you're a first-time customer, use promo code FIRSTORDER to get 5% off any MeisterSinger watch, including this one today. But guys, let's take a closer look at this watch. First, looking at a rundown of the specs, we have a case size of 38 millimeters, thickness of 10 millimeters, lug width of 20 millimeters, lug to lug of 45 millimeters, water resistance of 50 meters, movement is an automatic Sellita SW200, crystal is sapphire, price $1,895, but if it's your first order on the site, you can get 5% off any strap, as well as any other MeisterSinger watch and other select brands. So definitely use the promo code down below. Love to show you what Going Authorized is all about. So I'm a big lover of German watches in general, and I think they do provide a lot of value. I think there's some interesting pieces that are out there on the market that Germany really just delivers out there, and they're typically very utilitarian. Now, MeisterSinger, though, on the other hand, is one that's, I think, very polarizing, but for the right type of consumer, I think it'd be such a fun piece to add to an ever-growing collection. So the brand was started in 2001 and is quickly elevated as one of the fastest-growing mechanical watchmakers out there, producing their watches in Switzerland. Their name is derived from the MeisterSingers during the Middle Ages, and they pull a lot of other inspiration from that era, with designs being really drawn from those historical middle-aged single-hand clocks. The model that we have here in multiple different variants is the Vintago, a simple watch coming in one hand, similar to many other MeisterSinger watches if you're familiar with the brand to any degree, with an open date aperture revealing much of the disc within. For the sake of the review, I'm going to focus primarily on this ivory dial, but there are other variants available on the website, so definitely check out the link below. First, taking a look at this piece, we have a case size of a very nice 38 millimeters coming in a brush finish, which is going to lean in kind of more on that smaller side of the spectrum in terms of MeisterSinger watches, and it wears very flat to the wrist as well, with its thickness at just 10 millimeters and compact lug to lug of 45 millimeters. This one is going to be a watch that I think will fit on a variety of different wrists, mostly towards the smaller to medium size end of the spectrum, really just honestly like a glove, and I think wears pretty true to that 38 millimeter case size. One point of emphasis here, though, is when measuring the thickness of this piece, much of it is actually coming from that dome sapphire crystal that features anti-reflective coating to provide a clear view of the dial within. So a lot of that thickness is not going to be actualized when having this strapped on. Along the right side of the case, we have the presence of a small crown that engages in typical fashion, hand winding at the first position, changing the date disc at the second position, and adjusting the singular hand at the center at the final position. Between the lugs, we have a 20 millimeter lug width that will offer a variety of options for wearing. And if you have purchased a watch from my store before, feel free to use promo code Vintago at checkout to get a free strap up to $100 with your purchase when you add it to your cart with this watch. So looking within the sapphire crystal at this dial, first starting with the elephant in the room here is how do we tell the time? So along the outside of the dial, there are hash marks that indicate every 5 minutes. And that's really how you're able to tell time with MeisterSinger watches. The every 15 minute is going to be slightly larger than the every 5 minute, and then the every 30 minutes is going to be slightly larger than that 15. Using that as a guide, you can then simply look at the watch and really be able to measure the time pretty easily by kind of adding or subtracting those 5 minutes pretty quickly. And the hour markers are going to be the most notable and are accompanied by a large printed numeral residing next to them. It takes a little bit of time to get used to, but once you do, it's actually a pretty simple way to tell the time at a glance. Looking at the specifics here, we have a matte dial surface coming in this ivory color with this variant, and really contrasts well with the black markers along the outside, the printed logo, and the numerals within the actual date disc itself. At the center of the watch, there is a singular black hand that denotes the time, with the central point of the dial being elevated from the outer track. One distinct feature of this date window is that its elongated format is spanning several different numerals, with an applied stainless steel indicator that helps call attention to the specific date. Flipping the watch over, we have view of an open sapphire caseback, providing view of the Sellita SW200 within. So this movement is a reliable workhorse. It really serves as a great alternative to the ETA 2824-2. I've always had good luck with this movement in the watches that I've owned in the past that have had them within. And this version here gets a little bit of an elevated look with its custom rotor, with kind of cool rivets cut within. The movement operates at 4 Hz, 28,800 vibrations per hour, features hand winding, and has a power reserve of 38 hours, and this one is also going to be regulated, so despite not having a second hand, you will be getting pretty good performance out of this. Now, MeisterSinger is going to be a brand that's not going to be for everybody. I think when looking at this price range of, say, $1,000 to $2,000, it's certainly busy. There's a lot of great competitors out there, But if you're somebody that wants maybe something that's fun, it could be a complementary piece to the rest of your collection that's really carefree and kind of gives off that sprezzatura type of lifestyle,
of not really caring about the time, but knowing just enough to be able to get on your way. I think MeisterSinger is a cool brand to look at. This Vintago I think has some additional upside. I think it's a cool way of displaying the date, and then also I think the wearing experience with this piece is actually very, very good. I love this case size. I think it wears much more favorably on a variety of wrists, especially towards that smaller end, which I think unfortunately a lot of MeisterSinger watches do size out. I think it's a great addition to somebody's collection if they did want to go this route of adding something fun and something very unlike what you'll typically see on somebody's wrist.
All right, guys, thank you again so much for watching. You enjoyed it, thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell icon. In addition to that, though, any questions about this piece, link in the description to the product page. You can book a call, and of course, use that promo code if you're a first-time customer. We'd love to show you what Going Authorized is all about. So guys, thank you again so much for watching. Be well, and I will see you all very soon.